Okay, so just a quick preview of the upcoming sessions. I'm sure many of you have had a chance to look at these already, but for those of you that haven't, I just want to make a few comments about some of them. So the first one that's coming up tomorrow, which will be led by Mark Satin, our Chief Operating Officer, my business partner. He will be talking about the product release roadmap and what we have released and what we have upcoming. It really is a don't miss session. Please be there. It's going to be really interesting, exciting. We're going to be hinting at some new product releases as well that are coming out. And so that is tomorrow at 11 o'clock. The next session after that is June 9th, which is using Form Builder Rx with Reader Rx. This is a very exciting session. Those of you that have been with us for a long time are aware of the fact that Enrollment Rx, historically, we had 3 user interface builders. If you built applicant portals, you built them using Form Builder Rx. If you built reader experiences, you were building them with a separate product called Reader Rx. And by the way, if you were building events experiences, you were building those with a separate product called Events Rx. So in an effort to eliminate technical debt, to consolidate that, to make the experience better, we have consolidated everything, and you'll see more from this with Mark. I'm not stealing anyone's thunder, but we've been able to deliver now the experience where you can use Form Builder Rx to build Reader Rx pages. And that's what this session is about. For those of you that are using Reader Rx and are using Form Builder Rx and want to know how to do it better, please do come to this session. It's going to be a great insight into the direction that we're going. June 14th, same thing, Form Builder Rx with Events Rx. Events Rx historically had its own UI builder to build registration pages. We now encourage you probably to use Form Builder Rx. You don't have to. You can continue to use Events Rx. I'm not going to steal anyone's thunder. The session will explain all of that to you. But excitingly, you can use Form Builder Rx with Events Rx as well. And so this now gives you all of the power of Form Builder Rx with the ability to build those event registration pages. This session, this is called codenamed Using Form Builder Rx with Salesforce Lightning Communities. But there's going to be a new product announcement in this session, and I encourage you, especially the Form Builder major geeks that are really interested in what's coming next from Form Builder Rx, you should please attend this session. As I said, there'll be a new product announcement there as well, and there's some very, very exciting things that we can see coming down the pipe from Form Builder Rx with Salesforce Lightning Communities. So that will be June 16th at 11 o'clock Central. June 21st, 11 o'clock, Ready, Set, Go, Flow. So I'm sure many of you have heard the fact that Salesforce is getting rid of Process Builder and Workflow rules and replacing them with Flow. So our team is going to be talking through some of just the best practices and approach and things you should think about, food for thought, of how to get ready to say goodbye to Process Builder and Workflow and replace that all with Flow. Totally Rad Reader Rx, June 23rd, 11 o'clock Central. So this is not to be confused with the previous one, which was Form Builder Rx for Reader Rx. This is everything else Reader Rx. So aside from building the user interface, what else do you use Reader Rx to do? And what is the purpose of Reader Rx? And this will be all about some of the new functionality that we've added to Reader Rx. So for those of you that are using Reader Rx or want to learn more about Reader Rx, please, of course, attend this session. June 27th, 11 o'clock Central, Be the Baddest, Raddest Salesforce Admin. This is just more standard Salesforce admin training as well as Enrollment Rx admin training, learning some of the basics under the hood, admin type features that certainly a good Salesforce and Enrollment Rx admin should be able to do very competently. So please do attend this session if you'd like to learn more about that. Integrating common data imports. So this was, if you recall, the pond slide with those 3 pond slides, those ponds on the left that we said were those data sources. How are we tackling those data sources? What happens when you get a new data source? What are you supposed to think about with those data sources? What happens when those data sources changes? What happens when the common app adds new field to the common app? And now are you collect those fields and where are they mapping to in Salesforce and how are you deduping and transforming and all of those kinds of things that would go into a data import and integration strategy. So please do attend this session if you'd like to learn more about Integration Rx and Import Rx and how we are blending those two things together for our clients. Also, as mentioned, on June 22nd at 12:30, Salt Lake Community College is very graciously providing us a session on how they aim to become a Hispanic serving institution and deliver their Spanish applicant portal experience on top of Salesforce and Experience Cloud using Formula Rx. So please attend that if you'd like to learn more about that. And our great friends at Ohio University HCOM are going to be presenting on how they were able to develop a faculty data tracking system using Formula Rx, where they are delivering a faculty portal experience. And that is incredible. They are an incredibly innovative client that have done amazing things. This is not the first innovative, incredible thing that they've done using Formula Rx and Experience Cloud. They really are pushing the envelope. And I encourage you to attend this session. I encourage you to pick their brains as well, and now and in the future, because they are really a very innovative client. Lastly, jumping back to June 8th, as well as to be repeated again on June 22nd, we are providing a very standard, we're calling it Bring a Friend, How to Make Salesforce Rad. So if you think there is somebody who should sit through a sales pitch of Enrollment Rx and Salesforce, this would be the session for them. If there's anyone at your institution that you think would benefit from either hearing, being resold on why did you buy this, maybe they're new to the institution, or if there's somebody at your institution in some area maybe that could benefit from these products that you think should come and listen, this is a sales pitch. There's two of them. So if you can't make the one, the other one will be pretty much identical. And that's what that is for. So if you don't feel like being sold, if you've heard it all before, please skip this session. Okay, so just to wrap up, a few last slides. So we want to make mention, just in terms of resources for your success. For those that are not familiar, we provide the RAD Navigator at help.enrollmentrx.com. This is our video library, user manuals, product release notes, frequently asked questions. It's an entire website that we devote resources to, that we have a team of people that are focused on. It really is another whole product essentially for Enrollment Rx that we maintain and support, that provides all of those materials to our client. Those of you that have been with us long enough that remember back in the day when we were doing Google Docs as our user guides, I think you can appreciate we've come a very long way. The RAD Navigator continues to evolve, and I think hopefully those of you that use it regularly can see even weekly upgrades and enhancements to it that we're doing all the time, and we appreciate your feedback on it because you help us to make it better. But if you are not using the RAD Navigator, please make sure that you have access to that. Misty Mallenbach, our Director of Client Engagement, will certainly be happy to help you get access to the RAD Navigator if you don't have it. And that is where we are posting all of our materials and all of our support, including all of the recordings from these RAD's VBOB sessions will be in the RAD Navigator. With that, I will say thank you. I know that we spoke a little bit faster than normal. Thank you very, very much for attending. All the sessions will be recorded. If you can't make it, you can watch them in the RAD Navigator. And we look forward to a fantastic event. And thank you. Thank you for everything you do for us. We couldn't do it without you. So thanks so much. Take care.